What's up, guys? It's your girl Daisy, the hostess with the mostest. And no, you don't have to adjust your screen because this is the way I look on a morning that I've decided to get out of my holiday funk and decorate my home for Christmas. Now, if you're like me, you've been procrastinating, and technically speaking, there's not a lot to be cheery about. But you know what? If you're watching this video, count yourself lucky because there's a lot of people that are not around this year to celebrate. And that means that we have a lot to be grateful for, even if we're going to do it on a smaller scale than we usually do. So come on, join me while I start putting up some lights, some ornaments, whatever it is to bring a little cheer, and hopefully I can inspire you to do the same in your home. So let's check it out, shall we? Okay guys, so I always start with my windows, and hopefully I'm not blowing anybody out with the lights in here because I get a lot of light in my two front living room windows, and so hopefully the lighting is okay and you guys can hear me. But I always start with my windows, and I still have like my, you know, this is the stuff that I usually use like to throw around for Thanksgiving and Halloween and all of that orange and stuff like that. So all of that yolk is going out the window. And I picked up this year, I usually do like a lot of lights, and I'm not feeling it this year. So I went on Amazon to see what everybody else was doing, and I went ahead and ordered these star things. Supposedly I'll be able to, hopefully you can see them, right? And they're supposed to hang off the window, and it's like a Bluetooth type thing, and you can change the colors. I don't know. Let's just see if this is what they say it is. But I'm going to start with lights first, okay? And then let's move on to that. I'll be back. Okay? I'll be back. Okay, so I got my ladder. And this is one of the reasons, too, that at my age, and it's not even the funk, it's just that, it takes a lot of work to do this. And technically speaking, you got to move the furniture around, all of this. You know what? I've been here. I've owned my home here in the Low HUD for about 25 years. And I used to decorate anything that would stand still for 5 minutes. But, my children are grown and gone. I mean, the grandchildren come through, occasionally, pre-COVID. But, this is one of the pet peeves of mine that, you got to move all of this stuff and then, but you know what? Let's do it on a smaller scale this year and see how that works out. Okay, guys, so that new Amazon window light thing I got is a pain in the neck. Now I know what the reviews meant. It looks pretty, but in order to get it to look like this with the stars, let me see if you guys I can go up a little closer because I'm trying to show you guys what it looks like. It took, yes, 2 hours to untangle all of those cords and everything that are on here. 2 hours. I actually quit, right? But since I'm trying to get into the spirit, I definitely came back and finished up the job. And what's great about these Christmas lights, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. It comes with a little, let's see if you can see it. It comes with this little timer thing, like a little remote control, and you can change the settings. You can change it, to however you want the lights to flash. It comes with a dimmer, right? You get a dimmer, and then you also get your on and off. So right now, if I want to turn them off, oh, sorry guys, I'm behind, so I can't see. If I want to turn it off, that's the red one. I think you have to point it at it. There. Okay, see how they turn off? And then if I want them back on again, I just hit the button. Why doesn't anything work when you're filming? I think I have to be close to that thing. Hold on. Hold on, guys. There you go. Okay, and now they're on. Woohoo! And then you see how I can change the different speeds and the different, how I want it to like work. Pretty nifty, right? This was cool. I'll leave the links in the description below so you guys can go ahead and get this. They weren't bad. I think they were like $24 for this particular set. But yeah, it was a hassle untangling it. Once you get it untangled, then go ahead and do your thing. Okay guys, so let me just go ahead and spin around here so you can see that I've kept my promise. This looks like Christmas Tree Village blew up here. And let me just go ahead. I still have some of that stuff, that thing over there, that orange flower thing's got to go. I'm still in between Thanksgiving, you know, October decorations, and now Christmas. Went upstairs and brought everything down so you guys can see it. Right? Yeah, looks like Christmas blew up in here. The tree's already up, and I used to do a big 6-foot pine and all of that stuff. But you know what, guys? For the last couple of years, especially as my children have like grown and gone, I've raised 5 of them. And technically speaking, this is the size that's perfect for me and hubby. Because then I just have to take it upstairs in one piece. So that's good. I have to do the fireplace mantle. And as you can see, let me try to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Fix my focus. Yeah, you see, I still have Halloween and Thanksgiving stuff, but then I brought everything back down, right? So this is all my little gizmos, and once I'm done doing this, even the steps get a little redo. But let me go into my dining room, and in my dining room, I tend to go, I'm still in Thanksgiving mode. In my dining room, I tend to like, all of this gotta go away, right? I do that. I never do the windows in here, but the dining room definitely gets a little Christmas cheer. And then that's my living room, right? From where we just came with the lights. And let me see what else is left. And the kitchen, I will do. Here's the kitchen, and that baker's rack's gonna get done. I already have all my Christmas bowls. I always put a new one of these tablecloths on here. You know, it's a work in progress, but trust me, next time I flash this thing on and start recording again, it'll look more Christmassy around here, okay? As promised, Christmas. I usually have tunes, you know, like one of my favorites is Mariah Carey's Christmas, you know, things like that, but okay, so now let's get to work because the lights are on and I have to move it along here. Be back when everything is up and in its place. Alright guys, so as promised, I wanted to give you guys a quick look at my Christmas decorations. This is how I prepared for this year's celebration, this year's holidays. And yeah, it took about 2 days. I kept going upstairs to the attic, and you know, I had to stop myself because you know, when you have your favorites, you just want to bring everything out. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, it took about 2 days. I think the lights took the most amount of time. But let me just bring you on here so I can show you some of my favorites. Where are I? Yeah, let me just show you. This is my fireplace mantle. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Right here. This is one of my favorite pieces. It was made for me about 20 years ago by my aunt, Titi Edie. And she's really big on Christmas and the holidays. She did these little stocking bears with the names of each one of my daughters. And I've been putting it up ever since. One of my favorites. And if I step back, you'll see the my nutcrackers. You can never have enough nutcrackers. But I love these 2 little ones because, you know, the big ones are pricey. And I do have big ones, which I've had for years. Let me pan around here, guys. Hopefully you can see them back here. They're by my stools. But I've had these for quite a number of years. So those always go on my, right by my bar stools, along with my Santee. And back up here so you can see them. Yeah, I love those. And here's another one of some of my favorite pieces. This Santa Claus right here was given to me by my daughter's mother-in-law. Thanks, Sylvia. Yeah, I love that. I usually put it on the window, but this year I changed it up. Left it here. And this is another favorite piece of mine. It's 3 angels with the candles. And my brother and my sister-in-law gave me this. This is almost 20 years as well. Yeah, I very rarely have to go out and buy anything. Usually what I have to buy is like lights, which I was so glad that I didn't go crazy this year with the lights. Even though the neighbor across the street, I'm going to give you a shot of what they've done. And she really did a good job. You could always tell like the newbies in the neighborhood when, you know, they just bought their place about a year ago and they've decorated everything that stood still for 5 minutes. But hopefully I'm not too shaky, guys. I'm using that grip thing. Yeah, so that's the tree. And that's the fireplace mantle with my stockings. And that noise that you hear is my dog trying to run downstairs and see what the hell I'm doing. Those stockings, that's his stocking and my Riley stocking and Tito's stocking. And then I always have one each for my children, even though they're grown and gone. You know, your children are never grown and gone. I don't see them as adults. I still see them as kids. That's the staircase. Let me just zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see that. This is another favorites of mine. My daughter made me this. My daughter number 5, the nursing student. She made me this when she was in kindergarten, and I've had it ever since. Her little hands. You know how the kids bring home the little handprints? And this comes up every year. As even her Christmas wreath. Now this is where we keep our mask. So yeah. But so the mask is still there, but the little Christmas wreath, let me just hold it up like this so you guys can see it. Yeah, that's about what? She's now 21 years old? Yes. Okay, so even the door got something. And let's go across here. My living room got a little something something. Yeah. All right. And then if we go back this way, you'll be able to see what I did with the lights in the living room. Maybe it's too bright out, but the lights came up pretty nice. I mean, like I said, it took almost 2 hours to untangle that mess. I'll leave a link in the description where you guys can pick them up at Amazon. They're really pretty. And what I dig about it is the fact that it has a remote control where you can change the settings, turn it on and off, dim it, make it brighter, lighter, change the colors. I love it. Love it. And here's a couple of more of my favorite pieces. This little thing here, I don't want to turn on the music because I don't want that copyright infringement thing, but I picked this up in Hallmark about 15 years ago. And when you press that little button there, you know, it moves, it plays about 5 different Christmas songs. Fantastic. I don't know if Hallmark still does this, but like I said, a lot of my ornaments, you know, I always keep them in good shape. And so that way I don't have to, you know, pick up too much stuff. But that is one of my favorites. There's the, this is one of those, you know, you can get those things at the dollar store and then you just stuff it in. I mean, I always have it in orange, red for Christmas, orange for between Halloween and Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's another one of my favorite pieces. Yeah, so the lights came up pretty good, right guys? Yeah. And it's my TV. Okay, that's how it looks from the living room into the dining room. Right, so that's cool. Yeah, guys, so you know what? You don't really have to do a lot. I mean, my house is a big house, so, you know, I've got to do enough so that it shows like there's like some Christmas spirit around here. But, yeah. And here's my table. Right, and just this year I didn't bring a lot of stuff out. I just, you know, put a little red in, you know, wherever. Right? Let's shoot around here. Yeah. Let's get up close. This particular piece here was at my nephew's wedding. And you know how they always give you like the table prize? And I usually have a bowl with like papari or something there. I still have to figure that one out. But yeah, that's one of my favorites as well. So let's pan over here. Back coming from the dining room into the living room. Here's another shot this way. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, guys. You know, so hope I can encourage you guys to like put a little Christmas cheer in your world. You know, go out there and you know, just because 2020 hasn't been everything as, you know, hasn't been one of the bestest of years with everything that's going on. Here's the baker's rack, and I bought out my Christmas china, just a few pieces. I've had this china set for many, many years, and you know, this stuff's not cheap. I actually found additional pieces at a flea market that I was at like 10 years ago, so I completed the set. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. You know, I only put out the 3 pieces, but it's one of my favorites. So that's the baker's rack. All right, let me just step back so you guys can get a better shot of that. Hopefully my camera's not shaking as much, guys, because I'm using that grip thing. And then on the table, I just basically, you know, I always change the linens on the table. So I put a new tablecloth out here, you know, a couple of my little fixtures, my Santa Claus, you know, salt shaker, you know. So that's how that went. You have to start someplace, right? So just get out there, go find your decorations, and you know, hopefully you can bring a little Christmas cheer. I have inspired you to, you know, bring some Christmas cheer into your home. Hope you enjoyed that last video. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish my subscribers, my family, and friends a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. From Daisy's world to yours. See you in 2021.